Welcome back, beautiful soul. I'm Katina Lee, and today we are diving into Chapter 6 of The Mastery of Self by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. This chapter is officially titled Breaking the Cycle of the Automatic, but I like to think of it as the War of Control, because it's all about noticing those hidden battles inside us where habit tries to run the show, and awareness invites us to take our power back. In Chapter 6, Ruiz challenges us to look at how much of our daily life is lived on autopilot. We wake up, get ready, interact with family, drive to work, have conversations, and so much of it happens without even our awareness. We repeat the same words, the same reactions, and the same emotional patterns, often without even realizing that we had a choice. Ruiz says that this happens because of domestication. There's that word again. The conditioning that we absorbed from childhood. Family, culture, school, society, all of it left imprints that trained us how to behave. Over time, those rules and expectations became so ingrained that they run in the background all the time, guiding us without question. The danger is that autopilot doesn't just show up in our neutral habits like brushing your teeth. It shows up in our emotional reactions, in how you talk to yourself, in the masks that we wear to please others. And when you're living automatically, you end up repeating the patterns that hurt you, that limit you, and that keep you small. To break free, Ruiz shares the image of the contrary warrior from Native traditions. These warriors lived in ways that deliberately broke patterns, doing the opposite of what was expected, just to remind everyone that freedom is always possible. Their very lives were a teaching. You don't have to keep doing things the way that you've always done them. And that's the core of this chapter. Awareness interrupts habit. When you pause before reacting to a trigger, you realize you don't have to repeat the same argument. When you notice yourself reaching for food or your phone or your old coping mechanism automatically, you can stop and ask, what am I really looking for here? When you bring full attention to ordinary tasks like walking, eating, or even breathing, you remind yourself you're not a machine. You're a conscious being with a choice. Ruiz also ties us back to the mask we wear. Many of our automatic behaviors are tied to the roles that we've played for so long, like the fixer, the tough one, the people pleaser, that we forget they're not really us. He reminds us it's not about never wearing a mask, but about choosing them consciously. Is this role serving me right now? Or am I just playing it on autopilot? The beauty of this teaching is that freedom doesn't come from force or struggle. You don't have to defeat your old habits in battle. Freedom comes from awareness, pausing, noticing, and choosing something different. Every small conscious act weakens the grip of the automatic and strengthens your authentic self. And this is why I call it the war of control. The real war isn't against other people or even against yourself. It's between staying asleep in patterns or waking up to the truth that you always have the power to choose. Like always, I've created a free reflection and journal guide PDF for you to dive deeper into this chapter. Go to katinalee.com, click on the YouTube book club link, and just download week 6. You don't have to give an email. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just go grab what you need. I would love to hear from you in the comments. What's one automatic pattern that you've noticed in your life? And what's one small way that you could interrupt that pattern this week? Remember, real mastery isn't about fighting yourself into change. It's about waking up in the moment and choosing something different. That is how you break this cycle. That is how you reclaim your power. See you next week for week 7 of The Mastery of Self. Until then, stay awake to your choices. You're doing better than you think.